Hello, Austin. Welcome to Dr. Joe's vocabulary class. Today is Saturday, June 8th, 2024. So we're going to take a look at our new definitions. So you can start off reading with the first two, and I'll let you know about the next two. Let's see, we'll wait to see if anyone else joins, and if they do, they can read the next two. But for now, you can read the first two, Austin.
Firmly, adverb, not moving, not bending, not giving way easily under pressure. Solidly, it indicates that something is done with determination, strength, or without hesitation. Frequently, adverb, very often, happening or occurring at often or at short intervals of time. He frequently visits his parents on the weekends.
Thank you so much. So you can read the next two as well then.
Immediately, adverb, without delay or hesitation, happening or done at once. The ambulance arrived immediately after the accident. Largely, adverb, mainly or mostly. Largely, the school's new teacher method improved student performance.
Thank you so much. Okay, so firmly means some like being strong and steady about like whether it's a decision you're making or whatever that you're doing without any doubt. So you don't doubt your what you're doing. You just do it because you're strong about it. Like you're really persistent that you're going to do that. So you're determined, you're strong, you're not moving. So if someone else tells you like, oh no, don't do it kind of thing, you're not, you don't listen to them. You're very like sure of what you want to do. So that's when you see he's the sentence, it says he held the rope firmly. So it also not only not moving, it also means strong as well. So it can be in something that you're doing as well. So when holding the rope, you have to hold it strong. If you're like, let's say, doing rock climbing, for example, you have to make sure you're holding on the block strong so you don't slip. When you're going up, let's say, uh, like up a hill and you're holding onto a rope. I don't know which scenario you would hold a rope, but if you're like holding a rope to go up, you have to make sure you're holding on strong so you don't like prevent yourself from slipping to the ground again, because then that just means you have to start all over. Frequently means something that happens in short periods of time, something that happens very often. Um, and so when they say he frequently visits his parents on weekends, he sees his parents in short amounts of time on the weekends. Because you know when you get old, it's harder for you to see your parents during the week, depending on where you live, and especially if you're working. So the only time you get to spend with them would be on the weekend, and that's what happened in this case. Um, Next one, immediately, something that is done, same thing. It's kind of like it's something that happens at once, something that happens or is done at once. Um, and largely is something that it's another word for saying mostly or mainly. Another way to think of largely is what do you call it? Is honestly there is no other way other than largely or mainly. Sorry, mostly or mainly. So though the simple terms for that is um, I would think of largely as another, like you can say primarily. So when they say largely the school's new teaching methods improve students' students. I would like to think that way as mostly so like in most cases it has like the new teaching method has improved the students' performance. Okay? Do you have any questions in regards to these words and definitions? No? So you can go ahead and write your paragraph using all the words in your paragraph. Give me a few minutes, Austin, until I correct this, okay? I mean, for me to correct this, I mean. Yeah, Austin, good job with your paragraph. In this case, you wouldn't use largely in this sentence. Usually is a word I would use because it's something that, so difference between usually and mostly or largely, sorry. So usually in this case, you would use when you're saying most of the time or in most cases. Largely, you would use when yeah. mm, just try to think of a sentence you would use in the paragraph. Mm, But largely would not fit in this sentence that you wrote. Usually would because it happens most of the time or in most cases. Largely, it would be like when you're saying mostly kids like to watch TV over playing video games, for example. Or, sorry, I said mostly. I would say largely most kids would like to watch TV versus video games. Or largely we would like to go to another um fishing spot than the one that we go to right now. So that's like saying more than one person in your family wants to go to another fishing spot to instead of the same place. So that's what I would use largely. Okay. So now, because it's only you in our class today, you can go ahead and read the next slide when you're ready.
Mostly adverb. Almost entirely, largely. Mostly, the students prefer outdoor activities during their breaks. Naturally, adverb, as might be expected, without a doubt, in a way that happens without anyone making it happen. After the rain, the grass will naturally grow. Outside, adverb, in the open air, not inside. The car is parked outside the house. Practically, adverb, very nearly, but not quite. In a practical manner, almost completely. The school's new playground practically guarantees fun for all students.
Thank you so much. So another word for largely is mostly what we learned. So again, largely, mostly, mainly means um so another way so the best way to think of it is like a big group of people and mostly maybe 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 of those people want to do something or think it's effective for them. So when they say mostly the students prefer outdoor activities during breaks, or probably say 90% of the 100 students, so 90 out of the 100 students prefer to be outdoor during doing outdoor activities during their breaks and being inside. So that's when you would use mostly, largely, or mainly. Okay. Next one, naturally means in a in a way that happens pretty much on its own without it being forced. So it's happens without someone else telling you what to do. It just naturally happens without it or without it being told what to do, kind of thing. So in this way, a good sentence for naturally was after the rain, the grass will grow naturally because that's just grass, plants, whatever gardening that that anyone would do. It needs water for it to grow. Without water, then it'll die. It won't grow. So with after the rain, the grass will grow naturally. It happens on its own. So you're not like forcing it to grow. It just happens on its own. Outside, pretty simple. You're not in your house, you're outside your house. So it's somewhere that's if you're in the house and you want to go outside, then you have to leave your house to go outside. So the car is always going to be parked outside or in the garage. But in some cases, people do park their cars outside. Practically is Um, could mean almost or nearly in a uh, it's let me think of another word. Um, so it's more so just trying to think for like when you're writing your sentences when you would usually use practically. So a shorter word for practically is practical. So it's pretty much being um, realistic is another word to think for practically. I don't think I've written it in here, but if you want to think maybe um, you can think of it as realistically, which is being um, it's pretty much when something is useful or maybe even effective in real life situations and imagining it, kind of. Okay, so something that is realistic is how I would like to think of it in simple terms. If you want to think of practically, sorry, get it to bread, is how you would want to think as practically. So practical, a shorter word for practically is practical. So you have to think that something might be something that is useful in real life situations and not just in like your own mind or your the let's say like a fantasy that you're living in. So in this case, the school's new playground practically guarantees fun for all students. So they're pretty much saying that they know that they know that they know that the new school playground is pretty much going to be fun for all kids because of like whatever they built for the new playground, whether they added more swings or monkey bars or more slides. They just try to make it more fun for kids. So it's pretty much that it's useful for them in the case that all kids will have fun because of the new playground. Does that make sense? Okay, so you can go ahead and write your paragraph then for these four words. And if you have any questions, let me know. So again, give me a few minutes to correct your paragraph, okay? Okay, good job with the paragraph, Austin. So just a correction here, and when you say, so in PES, my school, there are usually two groups. You would, and then you describe the two groups, and you can just simply say it in the same sentence because you're describing those two groups and what they do. So you don't have to put a period and start it off with a new sentence. You can use it in the same sentence. And then despite that means like regardless of, you know, most kids like to go play on the blacktop than PEI, you still prefer recess over PE. Okay, so that's just a correction there. And so next, the last three, you can go ahead and read whenever you're ready.
Precisely, adverb. Exactly, accurate. She followed the instruction precisely. Rapidly, adverb. Moving very quickly. The company expanded rapidly, opening new branches in multiple cities within just a few months. Widely, adverb. By a large number of people over a great distance, over a large area, or to a large extent. This product is widely available in stores nationwide.
Thank you so much. So precisely means exactly or accurately without, it's like pretty much without making any mistakes or there's no confusion. Um, so uh, when in the sentence it says she followed the instructions precisely, so she followed the instructions exactly what was written on it without, making it confusing, without, sorry, she followed the instructions exactly what was written because it was easy for her to follow. If like there are some products that people buy, not products, but like what is it called? Um, I don't know. I just lost the word for it. But pretty much like a cabinet, and I forgot what the term we would use for that. So, anyways, a cabinet that you would buy. Sometimes like in IKEA, if you've heard of IKEA, which is like a furniture slash um like a home like a home like store where you can get stuff for your house, their instructions are not clear. So because it's not clear, it causes a lot of confusion. So and you'll make mistakes because it's not clear. So when the instructions are clear to you, you're gonna follow just that, is what that pretty much means. It means that um, it's accurate and it's exactly what is written without, so it doesn't cause someone to make mistakes or have any confusion. Rapidly is something that moves in like a fast or quick pace. Um, and widely means it means a large number of people. It can mean over a large area to a great extent or um, over a great distance. So when they say this product is widely available in stores nationwide, they're saying that the product is available to a number of people and for a large number of people in stores nationwide. Okay. Do you have any questions in regards to these definitions? If no, then the final thing would be your homework. So make sure you're reading and reviewing the slides out loud or to yourself if you want, and make sure you use them during school, in your writing work, um, in your English class and your language class, and make sure that you're doing this. So after you read the definitions and the meanings and sentences in your paragraph, for example, make sure you answer these answer the exercise first before you look at the answers in the next slide, okay? So that is all for today's class. I hope you have a lovely rest of the week, and I'll see you next weekend. Bye, Austin.
Bye.